just no way. Oh! I can't wait to tell my mom, like, when I go home that I'm going to Utah to see Olivia Rodrigo. Yep, that's this weekend. The time has come. We're going to Utah. I also got a bad haircut and I don't want to talk about it. I don't really know why I decided to impulsively buy tickets for that show. In a few hours I have to get on a plane and go back home, and then from there everything will kick off and it'll be great and fun, and we will have to learn to live with my haircut because I'm still upset. It's been a week. Let's get this started. This should be an adventure. Hey, let's all pretend that you can't see the rollers in my hair, okay? Thank you. See you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day. Let's go. I'm going to bed because it's 11 and I have to get up at 6 in the morning. So let's cut to that. So it's actually been a week since you saw that last part. Before I start talking about anything, I do need to address the elephant in the room. I'm aware that this hat does not fit me, but I bought it off a man on the San Antonio Riverwalk for 20 bucks, and boy howdy, will I be wearing it for this entire video. But that's not the point of this video. The point is the sour tour excursion that me and my friend Zach went on. So I never really filmed any formal talking clips of what the fuck I was doing. So instead, I'm going to narrate it all while I show you fun clips that I took instead. So Thursday, let's get into it. We started our 18-hour car journey from Texas to Utah. We started driving at around 7 in the morning. Let me just say this one thing. The drive out of Texas is probably one of the worst drives ever known to man. To drive from Dallas, Texas, anywhere west, it literally is bare nothing. There's nothing but dead bushes and flat land for 6 hours. But finally, we got to New Mexico. Everybody, round of applause, round of applause. Personally, I was over the moon about this because it is where Breaking Bad takes place. So obviously, I had to make as many Breaking Bad references as I could in the time that we were in the state of New Mexico.
I'm there. The house.
What? Oh my god, Jesse! But me and Zach were also over the moon about this because it was not flat lands anymore. There were hills. Hills. Literally, elevation. Our ears were popping. It was a sensational feeling to finally have something else to look at other than dead bushes, flat land, and cattle. But then disaster struck. It became nighttime. At this point in our drive, we were in the upper part of New Mexico. But in this upper part of New Mexico, there were literally no street lights. I don't know if I just sound like a dumbass and it's normal for there not to be street lighting in places like this. But it was terrifying driving in this kind of smaller car with these big ass semis going around and in front of you and getting right behind you, and we were going on these back roads that it was the roads itself, there were potholes, so you'd have to scoot around it, and then there was also it was just a two-way street, and it was crazy. It was a crazy experience because we were, at this point, we had lost our sanity. We had been in the car driving for over 12 hours, and so our just brain functioning were probably off at this point. And then somehow we ended up in Colorado. We are in Colorado.
What the fuck?
What the fuck is going on? Which I honestly don't know how neither one of us realized that we would be going through Colorado. I mean, I'm telling you, our sanity was not there. We even asked Siri to tell us a story, just to hear something else other than ourselves and music.
The thing left, rising many times its own height. Once it had ascended, it stopped along the ledge.
Finally, at around 5 a.m., we had made it to our hotel for the next few days.
There we go, baby.
We made it! We fucking made it! So after that, nothing really happened because it was 5 a.m., so we decided to call it a night. However, Friday was actually a free day for us. We wanted to just have a day to like do fun things and go around and, you know, be touristy. So after we got up and got ready for the day, we actually missed the hotel breakfast, which we both were kind of upset about. But it didn't matter because right when we got out of the hotel, the view of a mountain outside of our hotel, I lost it. We didn't see this when we pulled into the hotel because it was literally dark outside, again, 5 a.m. So the fact that we walked out of our hotel and saw that, it was just like mind-blowing to the both of us. So we kind of drove around the area just to see where we would be going tomorrow morning, just because we don't know the area whatsoever. And then my childhood dreams came true, and I became a wildcat. There was nothing better. There was nothing better than standing in front of the High School Musical school. And then afterwards, I ate some amazing Italian food. I miss it so dearly. I had some chicken fettuccine. Chef's kiss. That was amazing. We saw some nice glass artwork. I started practicing running in my heels because I knew that I would be running. But we'll get to that, okay? And so now here comes the day that I think literally changed me as a human being. It was concert day. It was the day of the Sour Tour Utah show. So from the start, me and Zach both knew that we wanted to get there early in order to camp and wait in line for the show because we were thinking we want to be as front as possible because we've come all this way, we've spent all this money. Why would we do all that just to be, you know, having a mediocre time? No, we have to have a great time. We have to be front row. We need to see Olivia. I need Olivia to be able to spit on me. Like, that's how close that I originally wanted to be. But before I get into the events that have changed the trajectory of my life, I have to reveal to you my outfit because boy howdy, did she not get the recognition she deserved. I felt great, I looked great, I was in my element, I was ready to go. In fact, me and Zach felt so ready about all this that we got done taking pictures and like doing our whole thing early. And early for that was about 4:45 in the morning, so we decided to leave to go to the venue. I mean, what did we have to lose? Like, we just wait in the parking lot until they allow us to go and form a line outside the venue. So when we get to the venue, we turn into the parking lot, and I can see a group of people. Like, it's a decent sized group of people. And I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. I mean, maybe I'm dumb. Again, maybe this whole story is just me being naive. But this is a little weird. I mean, I thought we were crazy for coming early, but no, people are here even before us, and they're all talking and out of their cars. But then we park our car, and 3 of the girls in that group start walking towards our car. I'm sat here thinking like, hello? But they get to the window and I roll it down a bit thinking that we're doing something wrong. One of the girls that has come up to the car now tells me that she is with security and is numbering people so that when we form a line, we just get in number order. Again, it is probably like just now becoming 5 a.m. I'm like, great, she's with security. She'll number us. Here's my fist. Give me a number. She gives me and Zach numbers 40 and 41. So I asked them, thinking that they are with security. I asked the girls, I'm like, okay, if we're 40 and 41, what time did people start getting here? Because I thought we were early. The girl who wrote on me points to the girl next to her, and she says, oh, she's actually number 1, and she got here at 9 p.m. last night. At this point, me and Zach our moods are declining. They did compliment us, which I appreciate, but we had such an idea in our head of what this was going to be, and it was not turning out to be like that, okay? But this is where things start going more downhill, because they tell us that we can line up early. And by early, I mean 6 a.m. Originally for this venue, we could start lining up at 6:30. So again, I thought we were getting there way, way early. And it's in this moment that I realize that I fucked up. I fucked up hard. I fucked up bad. I am wearing heeled boots, which are not good for running, one in general, but two, in a parking lot with uneven surfaces. The whole line forming thing was very complicated and I don't feel like getting into it, but eventually we did get our spot in line and we were kind of the third group of the line, if that makes sense. And I was proud of myself because I'm thinking at this moment, we have a chance to be barricaded. When I'm looking at how many people are in front of us, I think that we have a chance. Everything starts to go downhill. If you saw my outfit earlier, I am wearing a skirt, boots, and a shirt with cutouts in it. I did thankfully bring my jacket because I'm thinking if I, don't want to wear it into the venue, I can just put it back in the car. But with the weather that there was in Utah that day, I wanted to die sitting in this chair. The coldness and the wind, it was terrible. It was a terrible experience. We were sitting in these chairs for like over 12 hours. We are just sat in these chairs in front of the venue. It's cold, it's windy. Me and Zach are sharing a blanket because I didn't bring my blanket because I didn't think that the weather would be this bad. So while we're sitting in line for over 12 hours in the cold and in the wind, and me and Zach are shivering, our moods are just declining. There is just, all of our strength is just depleting in this moment. But things only get worse. I truly believe if things had gone smoothly after this moment, that me and Zach would have had a completely different concert experience and sort of had one that we had kind of dreamt of for the past few months. So the doors were supposed to open at 7 p.m., which they were late to open. They didn't open them exactly at 7 p.m. I want to say they opened it like 15, 20 minutes late, which I'm thinking if they're opening the doors late, they would be prepared. And also at this point that the doors have not opened yet, people have started to come around onto the side of the line, kind of forming just like a big mass of people. But finally, one singular man walks out the doors, comes down the stairs of the venue, moves this blocking device that was in front of the stairs for all this time, moves it to the side. In this moment, I don't think I've ever experienced anything crazier. And I so wish that, I'm sure that they had security cameras outside. I wish that I had the security camera footage of this moment. Because as soon as he moves this blockade, mad dash into the doors. I'm not even kidding. It literally felt like everybody was doing the 100-meter dash, trying to get into these doors. People are getting out of line to rush to the doors. They're jumping over the metal barricades. I'm gonna remind you again that I was wearing heels to this event. So as people are running around me, behind me, getting in front of me, everybody's just hauling ass into these doors. I am so focused in my head and I'm looking down at these stairs and I'm thinking, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip. Because I knew in this moment, if I would have eaten shit and just onto the stairs, gone. I would have been a goner. I would have gotten trampled. I would have gotten my ass run over. I would not be here talking about this concert. That is the energy of these people trying to get into this venue. There was no security outside. You would think that there'd be security kind of telling people, hey, let's not, okay? Let's all be collective, single file line, as we all get in. There was no one. There was one man who moved a barricade and everybody hauling ass into this venue. So as we get to the doors, they have the metal detectors, and usually with metal detectors, people are there to kind of guide people in through them. You have the people being there stop, don't walk. Okay, you can walk, go ahead. People working a metal detector. No one. There was literally nobody there. There were people checking bags, but you just put it on the table, and I guess they just trusted you to walk through the metal detector. I don't know. Personally, I waited, because they on the side, they have the hand and the person walking. I waited until I saw the person walking to walk through. But then, of course, with my fucking luck, I get yelled at by security. As I'm walking through this metal detector, this security man just starts yelling at me and telling me that, like, I didn't even wait for, like, anybody to be there. Like, I just walked right through it. I am so overwhelmed in this moment after what just happened outside that I look at him and I'm like, I will walk through this metal detector again. I have nothing on me. My bag is literally right there. Like, I have nothing on me. I will walk through it 10 million times if you need me to. But he looks at me and he's just like, just go. And then he lets me through. And so I grab my shit and Zach and I are trying to haul ass into the pit. The people working are literally like standing along the wall being like, don't run. Don't run. And then my worst fear comes back to me. I see stairs, but they're going down. And at this point, I've yelled at Zach and I'm like, dude, go into the pit. I will meet you there. I am not trying to eat shit on these stairs. So he is hauled ass into the pit. I'm trying to get down these stairs in a orderly fashion without actually just cracking my head open or eating shit and feeling embarrassed. And finally, we make it into the pit. Are we front row? No, we are actually third row. But we've made it into the pit. And so people start coming in behind us and slowly this pit starts forming. But sadly, we had to get out of there and we left our spot in the pit. We both had to reason with each other and we realized that we both hadn't had any water or any food and it was just getting very packed and the chances of us passing out were getting very, very high. And honestly, neither one of us wanted to deal with the other, like, possibly passing out. Like, that was just not a situation that we wanted to get ourselves in. So we make our way out of the pit because we decide that maybe we should just stick in the back and just dance our asses off and have a fun time that way. And if you thought the chaos stopped there, it just doesn't. It keeps on going. So at this point, we decide that we're gonna get some water because if we're in the back, we're gonna have a great time that way and it's gonna be whatever, but we need water because we are very dehydrated. So my brain, I'm thinking, let me go ask somebody who works here because obviously they would know where we could get water either from a vending machine or a concession stand. So I make my way to a worker and I ask him, and I said, hey man, where can we buy some water? He looks at us and he points to a corner and he says, that way. So we think he's correct. And so we start walking in the direction that he's pointed. We found ourselves past the metal barricade that kind of makes the pit and headed into a curtain. And I stop both of us because I see a sign that says outside and evacuation. And I'm thinking that doesn't look right. I mean, why would that be where the concession stand is, right? But as we stop, again, we are now past the metal barricades, right in front of this curtain. A worker walks by behind the curtain, but stops and comes towards us once he sees us. So he looks at us and he's just really confused and he's asking why we're back here and what we're doing. And me and Zach also confused and we're telling him that we're trying to look for a concession stand. We're even asking him if he knows where it is because that guy just pointed us in this direction and this obviously isn't it. And this worker just starts laughing at us and he's like, it's not back here, and closes the curtain. He doesn't even help us because he doesn't even know where we can get water. So me and Zach, now embarrassed, we decide to go ask a different worker. This worker provides us a whole different set of instructions and tells us to go up the stairs and out back into the lobby and we will eventually see the concession stand. We're waiting in line in the concession stand to get water and me and Zach are obviously bummed about what happened because we've had this whole plan and when you work something up in your head and it just doesn't work out, you're obviously sad. This next thing that happened just really I can still visualize this moment happening. I don't know what the feeling of passing out feels like because the one time I did, I got alcohol poisoning, but I blacked out. I don't really remember me passing out. So while I'm standing in line, I feel my head being pulled into the ground. And in this moment, I'm thinking, this is a really weird feeling. Am I passing out? Am I dying? Some girl pulled my hair, pulled me into the ground. The only reason I didn't fall backwards was because I caught myself and Zach caught me and I was looking around thinking, did I almost collapse? Like, what just happened? It was a girl walking by, and I think my hair got caught on something. I honestly don't know what happened, but I'm looking around and I'm like, what is going on? And she looks at me and she's like, I'm sorry. I brushed it off because I'm thinking, I mean, like, how could this whole experience get more chaotic? And boy, oh boy, does the story not end there. The show has not even started. I don't think at this point it was even close to being started, but we decide that we were going to have to skip the opening act, which was Gracie Abrams, in order to get merch. I think there was only one merch stand in this entire venue, which in itself is crazy. But this line, I'm not even kidding, it was literally the length of a basketball court and then some. Like, it took up the entire, like, length of these, like, basketball floor seating, and then went out into the lobby and, like, into another hallway. Like, this line was just ridiculously long. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't know too many of Gracie's songs beforehand, neither did Zach, and so we both felt okay missing her set. So we decide we're just gonna have to wait in line for merch because there's no way we're gonna wait after the show to wait in line and get merch. And now this is probably one of the most vile things that I have ever seen in my entire life. We're waiting in line and we're kind of listening to Gracie's set. We can't see her, but we can hear her very well. The lights she has on her set are like a purple, pink, like color. I don't actually know how to describe it. Where we're standing, there's a gap in the seating where like people can walk in and out, and the light shining through looked really cool. And so I decided I was gonna take a picture. As I'm trying to take a picture, I think I took one, but I was like, this doesn't look too good. Let me retake one since we're gonna be in line for what feels like 10 years. As I'm about to take this next picture, a girl walks out of the stands. And my guess is that she was looking for a bathroom. However, she just did not make it to the bathroom. And she starts vomiting right in front of us where we are waiting in this merch line. Like, literally right in front of us, she starts vomiting. But she has a mask on. And so she is vomiting into her mask. It is spilling out the sides. It's like splattering on the floor. I'm sorry if that was too graphic, but like, oh, seeing it in person was 10 times worse. We're all standing in line, like the people around us we're all standing there like, we're trying to get workers' attentions because we don't know how to fix the situation because we're just trying to tell people don't walk into it. I mean, it was vile. It was gross. I'm so sorry to that girl. If you ever see this, I am truly sorry. I'm the queen of embarrassing myself in front of people by puking. But oh my god, seeing it happen to somebody else was, I think, one of the worst moments of my life. So anyway, after that mess, we ended up waiting in this merch line for like an hour almost. I want to say more than that. Me and Zach and the girl in front of us had all decided that if we had not gotten out of this merch line by 9:15, or we're not anywhere near the front of it by 9:15, we were just gonna leave because there was no way that any of us were missing Olivia. But luckily, we didn't end up having to get out of line or anything. We actually ended up getting our merch perfectly in time. But now finally, we've gotten to the point of this video, which was the concert montage. But now I want to preface this by saying these videos are not of the best quality because we decided now that we were going to just dance in the back and have a great time that way. But the crowd, hearing it all, taking all the music in, it was such a beautiful and fun show. I very, very much enjoyed it. If the Dallas lawn seating wasn't so fucking expensive, I would literally buy another ticket just to hear her because she is so good. But anyway, I will leave you with this montage of clips that I got from the show. Hope you enjoy. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, my camera battery died after that last clip. Instead of filming a normal outro, let me just narrate what happened after the concert. So we got in the car to head back home on another 18-hour car journey. But instead of driving it all in one day, we decided to split it up, and instead we got a hotel in Albuquerque for the night. My social battery was just dead at this point. My mental, physical, emotional strength was just all gone. I was feeling really anxious to not be in a set routine when I should have been, going to class or in school. But the one cool thing was that we got to see the Four Corners Monument, which here's some stuff from that. I'm gonna leave you guys with one last thing that I just think is kind of funny. And it's literally just a video of the view from our room at the hotel that we got. What?